U.S. authorities have won their bid to overturn a British judge's ruling that WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange should not be extradited to face charges in the United States, on the basis of assurances given about his treatment there. The 50-year-old Australian has been charged in the U.S. under the Espionage Act for his role in publishing classified military and diplomatic cables. Friday's ruling by two senior judges overturns the ruling of a British judge in January that granting the U.S. request to extradite Assange would be oppressive, by reason of his mental health. Assange's lawyers said in a statement on Friday that they would appeal the decision based on the assurances at the UK Supreme Court, within the requisite 14 days. They added that appeals on other issues, such as questions of free speech and the political motivation of the U.S. extradition request, have yet to be heard by any appeal court. In January, Judge Vanessa Baratzer ruled that the special administrative measures, in which Assange would most likely be held, would have a severe negative impact on his mental health. She said Assange had remained either severely or moderately clinically depressed throughout his stay at London's Belmarsh prison and that he was considered a suicide risk. According to court documents, the U.S. won its appeal to extradite Assange due to 4 assurances, sent in a diplomatic note dated February 5, 2021. These assurances were that Assange would not be made the subject of special administrative measures, nor would he be held at a maximum security prison before or after trial. In addition, the U.S. would consent to an application by Assange to be transferred to Australia to serve his sentence, if convicted. And while in custody in the U.S., Assange would receive appropriate clinical and psychological treatment. The senior judges hearing the appeal were satisfied that these assurances met the concerns which led the judge to reach her decision in January, court documents said Friday. The judges ordered that the case should now be returned to Westminster Magistrates Court, with a direction that a district judge send the case to the UK Home Secretary, who will decide whether Assange should be extradited to the US. Assange will remain in custody, the judges said. He is being held at Belmarsh Prison in London. Stella Morris, partner of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, arrives at the Royal Courts of Justice in London on December 10, 2021. Morris, who has 2 children with Assange, called the latest ruling a grave miscarriage of justice, and dangerous and misguided. How can this court approve an extradition request under these conditions? She said, speaking outside the UK's High Court of Justice on Friday. This goes to the fundamentals of press freedom and of democracy. We will fight. Every generation has an epic fight to fight, and this is ours, because Julian represents the fundamentals of what it means to live in a free society.
Storms unleashed devastating tornadoes late Friday and early Saturday across parts of the central and southern U.S. including Kentucky, where the governor says the death toll will exceed 50 after one of the toughest nights in Kentucky's history. More than 30 tornadoes have been reported in at least 6 states. A stretch of more than 200 miles from Arkansas to Kentucky might have been hit by one of the most violent long-track twisters, meteorologists say. Among the most significant damage, tornadoes' strong winds collapsed an occupied candle factory in Kentucky, an Amazon warehouse in western Illinois, and a nursing home in Arkansas, killing people at each site and leaving responders scrambling to rescue others. The extent of the destruction will not be known fully for hours, but videos emerging from those 3 states alone shows damaged buildings, overturned vehicles, and workers scouring rubble for trapped people. We believe our death toll from this tragic event will exceed 50 Kentuckians, probably end up closer to 70 to 100 lost lives, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear said at a briefing Saturday morning. This will be one of the most extensive disasters that Kentucky has faced, Kentucky Emergency Management Director Michael Dossett said, adding this is one of the darkest days in the state's history. One of the most devastated sites is the southwestern Kentucky city of Mayfield, where a tornado hit the candle factory Friday night while about 110 people were inside. We believe we'll lose dozens of those individuals, the governor of Kentucky said. Video from Mayfield showed what remained of the factory, a massive debris field, largely of twisted metal, several feet high. Other buildings hit in Mayfield, a city of around 10,000 people, include the Graves County Courthouse and adjoining jail.
The U.S. Marshals Service announced the end of a 26-week-long, multi-agency crime sweep, resulting in the arrest of more than 350 people on the Gulf Coast. The operation was named Triple Beam Third Coast, and targeted documented gang members and violent offenders, which sought to identify targets and collect criminal intelligence, the U.S. Marshals said in a statement on Monday. Authorities arrested 351 people, including 92 gang members. with charges ranging from capital murder to sex offenses and arson. 86 firearms was also seized along with 32.971 kilograms of narcotics, and over $4,360,000. T. Michael O'Connor said in a statement, as violent crime and gang violence continue to rise and plague our cities and counties, those of us in the law enforcement community must be ready and willing to engage. T. Michael O'Connor is the U.S. Marshal for the Southern District of Texas. The goal of Operation Triple Beam is to foster safer communities by providing immediate relief from gang-related violence by investigating and arresting fugitive gang members and the criminal organizations responsible for committing violent crimes.